We will call to order the regular board meeting of the Board of Election Commissioners for the City of Chicago. Good morning. My name is Maricel Hernandez. I'm the chair, and with me today is Commissioner William Cressy
Present.
and Commissioner June Brown.
Present.
Next item on the agenda is the consideration of the agenda. Are there any proposed changes? If not, we will proceed with the approval of the regular board meeting minutes of September 9th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll hear from our Executive Director, Sandra Spera. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Commissioner Brown. Good morning, Commissioner Cressy. Last week, Dominion Voting Systems was purchased by Liberty Vote. The board is assessing the impact of the new ownership. I attended the Illinois Association of County Clerks Conference in Springfield in mid-September. During the event, I met with representatives from the State Board of Elections and was made aware that the MOVE module in IVRS will be replaced by OmniBallot. I have requested a OmniBallot demonstration for our staff. The State Board of Elections is scheduled to come to our office on Monday, October 20th at 3 p.m. In late September, I attended the Pledge Conference in Fort Lauderdale, where I connected with election officials from other jurisdictions. I also met with representatives from the City of Milwaukee, who plan to tour the Cook County's warehouse and have requested a tour of our office on the same day. The tour will take place on Friday, October 24th. I met with representatives of the Chicago Public Schools regarding upcoming citywide local school council elections to be held next year. CPS has requested materials to support their election process, and coordination is underway to meet their needs. At the warehouse, preventative maintenance of all voting equipment has been completed. And in-person fiscal year 2026 Cook County budget hearing is scheduled for Monday, October 28th. We have met with the City of Chicago Office Budget Management Team to review current budget items, and we are scheduled to present fiscal year 2026 budget to the City Council Committee on Thursday, November 13th.
November what?
November 13th.
13.
Yep. And that ends my report.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions?
None from me.
Okay, thank you. And now we'll proceed with our Public Information Director, Max Bever. Max, good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. A few updates from communications. We have the second notice that will start going out very shortly. The final files have been provided and will be proofed today and tomorrow. This year, we're under 100,000 notices, a very good number for us. I think it was a very smooth process this year, especially ahead of the second notice. We identified a national change of address voters ahead of time, and by adding unit signifiers, so when a voter did not provide either a unit or apartment ahead of their number, we provided that, and that really seemed to help prevent unnecessary returns from USPS, so ensured more deliveries. Our update from our registration team is that this is some of the least amount of the first notices we've had returned back to us automatically. So very smooth process this year, and be looking to wrap up our canvas over the next coming weeks. Last week, we celebrated National Voter Education Week with several tabling events and speaking events throughout the city, including North Park University and Kendall College. We are very much in election judge recruitment mode. That was our focus, especially at these events, especially for college students. We also have our new high school election judge flyer out right now, as well as a frequently asked questions that's available on our website. So we are, while students are in class and in session right now, putting a lot of our efforts towards those recruitment drives. We have some website updates coming. We have a revamped and improved vote-by-mail online application that we are doing final testing on. That will be launched ahead of the December 17th go-live date when vote-by-mail applications are open. But we will push that forward first on our permanent roster online application. So we will let everyone know when that is live. We're also working with our website vendor to add new design and accordion FAQ options for our vote-by-mail page and military overseas. A big thank you to our vote-by-mail department for helping rewrite those pages. I think that they're very clear in a step-by-step analysis of what voters need to do, as well as frequently asked questions. So I'm glad that our staff is always here to help continue to improve our website and our directions on there. We have several advertising campaigns starting this week through the end of the year on radio and within community publications that are focused on election judge recruitment. That includes a CityCast podcast, WLS, as well as WBEZ. And then a little bit of fun news, but the board will soon have a public access television show over at KNTV. That's channels 19 and 21. We've entered into an agreement. We get 12 episodes once a month. It is an adaptation of our podcast series, The City That Votes. So I think that's our title that we'll be going with. I will be acting as main host, but we'll be welcoming staff members to interview, to talk on different topics, as well as different community partners. I'm completely open to ideas, especially if the commissioners would like to join one time. But I'm going to kick things off with Giovanna Carrillo in our Community Services Department to talk about election judge recruitment, as well as our efforts to secure bilingual election judges. So that will likely be taped by the end of the month, but a little exciting project and another opportunity for us to continue to communicate with the voters of Chicago. Good content for us to share on our social media. We get the episodes. We also did tape a PSA that's running currently on CAN-TV, focus on election judge recruitment and letting people know about the upcoming March 17th primary election. So I look forward to continuing to grow that relationship with CAN-TV.
I think that's a great idea, and thank you for, making it come into reality and actually having it done. So I'm looking forward to seeing it and maybe participating in it.
Well, we'd love to have you on, Chairwoman.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One question about that, and you kind of indicated, apparently we will have the rights to use the content, and so we can, slice it up, put pieces on social media, things like that.
That's right. I don't expect everyone to watch every 25-minute episode. So
Yeah.
my thoughts is we can make little teasers or create 15 to 30-minute videos based off of these episodes to use and push certain messages too. So it's really, I think, a fun and unique opportunity. I haven't seen a lot of other election officials across the country have this partnership. So I'd love to use this as a model maybe for others moving forward too.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're at the forefront
There you go.
there. Mhm.
Excellent.
So thank you.
I have a question regarding the student judges. Are those Chicago only?
They can actually still be in
participants?
Cook County, yes.
Okay.
So same requirements as regular election judges when it comes to residency. Obviously, we do focus on, our schools within Chicago, but that is not the strict requirement.
And as far as with this program, will there be a focus on voter registration as well?
There is. Voter registration is always going to be at the heart of our tabling and our outreach events. But now that we have our online election judge application open, as well as our paper, that is the main secondary focus. And a good opportunity, I think, for our college and high school students. I think we're still very proud that 1/5 to 1/4 of our election judge force for every election is made up of students, and majority high school students. I think this is, an opportunity for them to get involved in the civic process, earn a paycheck, and get involved and see the process from the other side. There's a lot of attention on these upcoming elections and young people's thoughts in the electoral process, so we are given the opportunity to participate this way.
And Community Services is the one that's in charge of student judges?
That's right. So right now, they'll be working very closely with Chicago Public Schools again. We have some guidance with MICVA, but we don't have the same.
Right.
MICVA Challenge does not directly recruit anymore, but thankfully they did help us set up a program within CPS that was successful last year and that we are continuing to tweak, but expect to be successful this year again, getting the number of high school judges. I think the concern always is the primary election, less people are interested, so that is why a lot of our focus is on this recruitment ahead of time to make sure that we hit our numbers well ahead of March 17th.
Yeah. And I'd be interested to know from Community Services, how they've expanded the reach of, into schools for recruitment of student judges, because I'm aware of the CPS ties, but I think it's always important to expand the reach.
I'm
And,
sure we could follow up with written information and present at the next board meeting with more information on student judge outreach.
And then colleges?
And colleges too, yes. We work very closely with city colleges of Chicago, but we
Right.
are getting more requests from a lot more other private universities. I was personally at North Park University last week. We work very closely with University of Chicago, who now have moved their polling place on site, Loyola DePaul as well. So we expect to continue expanding these working relationships through the
Yeah.
midterms next year.
Yeah, and again, expand that reach to all other colleges. I don't think it takes that much to reach out to them and see what they have to say.
And I think, from what I recall, the rates of return of student judges who come back again and again and again to be judges is fairly high.
Is relatively high.
So we have,
comparatively to other
I don't want to call it a
jurisdictions.
recidivism rate, but, but yeah, so it's a very high return on that. So I think it's well worth the investment of time. Thank you.
Quick question, I don't know if you know the answer. Did we participate either through community services or your office, the National Teen Voters process at Corliss High School?
We did. We weren't present on site that day for Teen Voter Registration Day, but we helped promote the event and I know welcomed some registrations from that event at Corliss High School.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, Max?
That is it.
A lot.
Mm.
Thank you very much. Next, we will proceed to old business, infrastructure projects and changes in election administration, including electronic poll books and voting equipment. I know, Mrs. Sparrow, you gave us a little bit of a update.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Nope, no changes.
Okay, thank you. Legislation. Mr. Lasker,
Thank-
first day today of the veto session, right?
Indeed, this afternoon they're getting started. Thank you. Still no news from Mr. Blada as to what might or might not be acted upon for election laws. As you'll recall, there was an omnibus bill that was introduced but never went to a vote this past spring session, so it's possible they may reintroduce that somehow. He'll keep us posted. There's also been no move no movement with the MOVE Act out in Washington. I did recently attend a House Ethics and Elections Committee subject matter hearing on the possible consolidation of elections and on compulsory voting. The Speaker of the House's office actually asked for a representative from the board to attend. It was an interesting conversation. I did testify on my own behalf from my own thoughts, since we haven't had a formal position. There's no bill right now pending on the consolidation of elections, but what they're thinking about doing is either taking our odd-year elections, the February and April elections, and moving them into the even-yeared cycle, or also potentially only moving those dates within the odd-numbered years. So there was a lot of different conversation about that. It gave us an opportunity to discuss some of the recent challenges we've had from the moving of the petition filing dates for the candidates. As we've discussed, when the 2007 local candidates file, they'll be filing their nomination papers right in the middle of us conducting that November 2026 election. So there's a lot to consider. No bill introduced yet, but I was pleased that they're listening to us, and they know that we have a lot to say about it.
Okay.
The consolidating dates, this would affect our municipal elections, but would also affect the suburban elections, because they're off.
This
off
is
the
a
calendar,
discussion
too.
on a statewide basis,
Right,
yes.
so it'll be everyone. Very good.
Okay, thank you. Now we will proceed with new business, and the first item on our agenda is a contract renewal with Tenex Software Solutions, Inc. for electronic poll book software licensing and support services. And we have with us today Carolina Roman, Carolina Roman, and if necessary, Matt Lynn. I don't see Audra Lewicki. Yeah, that's.
I requested
Okay.
for them to be up here.
Okay, thank you. So, Carolina? Hi.
The procurement office is requesting your consideration and approval to renew their current contract with Tenex Software Solutions, Inc. Additionally, in preparation of the upcoming 2026 and 2027 election cycle, the procurement office would also like to request adding additional services including election response module and both on-site and remote support for our central offices and warehouse. On September 12, 2023, the board issued an award to Tenex Software Solutions via a request for proposal for electronic poll book replacements. In addition to electronic poll book replacements, we have also engaged additional services from Tenex for support on election day, which include on-site support at our warehouse and central offices, and rover support via election response. These services have been instrumental in ensuring the poll books are working seamlessly for voters on election day. The board has been satisfied with the e-poll books and services rendered by the vendor and is requesting a contract renewal as their services are needed for the upcoming 2026 and 2027 election cycle. The initial durational term of the agreement expired on September 11, 2025. However, the board and Tenex have mutually agreed to renew the agreement under the same previous terms and conditions through the 2026 and 2027 election cycle. The procurement office is requesting to renew the agreement with a durational term expiring at the conclusion of October 13, 2027, which includes the annual software license and maintenance fees for 2 years for a total of $756,000. Additionally, the procurement office is requesting add-on services including the election response module and both on-site and remote support for the 2026 and 2027 election cycle, which is a total of $228,000. The total amount of expenditures being requested for Tenex Software Solutions is $984,000.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, and this was before you were here, the date that you read off from December, where we had the addition for the rovers.
Yes.
This is in addition to the need that was there, and can somebody explain why?
The additional services?
Yeah, because that was an additional too.
Yes.
I think it was an in-term, after we'd signed the contract, there was an interim addition at that time. So is that basically out of community service or IT?
Community
Community
services.
services.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if I understand, we purchased the poll books, we had the software.
And we had
And then,
rovers.
and then I think once we started utilizing all the services, it became apparent that we needed the additional on-site and remote support, specifically for the rover services.
Right, and I think that's what we added
So-
the
Yes.
last time.
You are correct.
That's correct, yes.
But Commissioner Brown, those additions are on a per-election basis. Now, please, based on what I think we've both heard from Community Services, the rovers, we used to actually pay 10X to supply all the local rovers, but now we're using our own temp staff, is that correct?
We're using a temporary staff to,
So we have a
Oversee
little
this
bit of
project.
on-site management assistance with that.
So
and then-
that's separate from this?
No, that is, well, that's the add-on services. So the amount that we're requesting now is smaller because we're no longer using the 10X people as rovers, but we have some people come in for the training. They use this election response system, and then the off-site support down in, is it Florida?
Florida, yes.
But that's an additional cost that we've been adding on for every election cycle. So that explains why it was added on back then, but now it's being added again for the future cycles.
But it wasn't added on to the original, it was an interim thing that was supposed to rectify what we didn't do originally.
No, it's originally, all the pricing for it is in the contract and
Right,
agreed
but
upon.
it wasn't something that we used when they came back. I think Ms. Lewicki came back the last time and said we needed an add-on to this one. So I'm just trying to figure out the rationale, is that different or is that addition? And I know she's not here,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, and it would have been good if you could let her know that
we had questions.
that we
Yeah.
did have questions for her, the board did.
Right, so, but my understanding is that those additional funds that were approved for the last elections were expended, those services were received. We always have the decision, are we going to use these, it really comes down to the support for that response module, like the computer system that helps us track all the calls and so forth. Their community services opting to use that again, requesting to use that again. So that's why we're then adding this cost on to the underlying contract
and
for
from
the
my-
future 2 cycles.
And just to piggyback off of what Mr. Lasker is saying, from my understanding, the election response module, again, as I mentioned, it provides a more seamless experience, especially particular for us as well. What it allots us is a ticketing system, and it allows us to communicate with the folks out in Florida that are monitoring our e-poll books, instead of, folks having to call in and report any issues.
Right.
But again, I think that these additional add-on features were not, it wasn't apparent right away that they were needed until after everything. was-
Right, and that was my concern, is that we had done it before with
Yeah.
what we thought we needed all, and then in the interim during the contract, we went back, revisited, and added additional funds. So my question was simply, is this a fulsome review and presentation of what they need, and community services is really the only one that can address that for me. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carolina. Is there any further questions?
I was going to ask about what the election response module was, but you pretty much answered that from your responses here, so.
Yes, and from my understanding, yes, they're able to communicate, again, through the mobile devices.
Right.
And it's a very seamless experience from the information that I've gathered. Again, it's a lot easier to communicate that way as opposed to folks having to call in
Right.
and
Right.
report any issues. They're able to just send people right away to fix any poll books that are experiencing any issues on election day. So. And then, in addition to that, we also get reporting before, during, and after the election. So that also has proven to be helpful.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to renew the board's contract with 10X Software Solutions, Inc. for electronic poll book software licensing and support services for the 2026 and 2027 election cycles at a total cost of $756,000 over the full term of the renewed contract, which shall begin on October 14, 2025, and shall expire on October 13, 2027, plus approval of an additional expenditure of $228,000 for election response module licensing and additional on-site and remote support.
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
I'll second it with the caveat that please, if community services can add some more explanations, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. The next item is approval of an additional expenditure with Chrono Sasher, Inc. for human resources consulting and automation services. And again, we have Carolina Roman and HR Manager Calandra Rogers.
The Procurement Office is requesting your consideration and approval for consulting services to address payroll export configuration to ADP and testing with UKG. UKG currently provides the board's time entry and leave management system and coincides with the board's employee payroll. The HR manager, Calandra Rogers, has requested consulting services in an effort to increase automation between UKG and ADP. This process will vastly mitigate human error and will save time by replacing a current manual task with an automated one that facilitates data exchange between systems through export-import capabilities. The Procurement Office is requesting approval for additional services to UKG under the existing Master Services Agreement, and is requesting the board's approval for additional services with UKG and a dollar amount not to exceed $2,100.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions?
No, I just think that's an excellent idea.
Absolutely.
Is there a motion to approve and ratify the board's existing contract with Chrono Sasher, Inc., a UKG Company, plus additional consulting services at a cost not to exceed $28,030.37 for the durational period of the contract, which began on March 1st, 2025, and shall expire after February 28th, 2026.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank
Next
you.
item, and thank you, Carolina,
Thank you.
Thank you.
is the proposed adoption of amendments to the board's bylaws, and I will hand it over. Well, yeah, so there's, periodically we review the bylaws and try to update them, and sometimes we miss certain things because we're just so used to seeing it in the bylaws. This time around, there was a few things that the commissioners thought would be good for change, including in Article 2, Section 2, that the, with regard to the scheduling of regular meetings, and just clarifying that the publication of 10 days' notice for a change applies to the entire annual schedule. Article 2, Section 10, we removed ancient language about a stenographer making transcriptions of the board, and specified that written minutes shall be kept as required by the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Article 3, Section 4, we added language to specify that the commissioners serve 3-year terms. I know take that for granted, but 3-year terms beginning on December 1st of each applicable year. And Article 3, Section 4, we just, given, computerized abilities right now, we removed the language stating that each commissioner is to have their own executive assistant, although I don't remember the last time each commissioner had their own executive assistant, and specifying that really there's only one assistant that's needed for the commissioners, and specifying a little bit of their duties, and those duties extend to other aspects of the board's duties. Article 4, Section 2, we added language specifying that out-of-town travel must be conducted only in furtherance of the interests of the board, and reiterating that commissioners may not engage in any prohibited political conduct while traveling for board business. Article 3, Section 4, we added language to specify that vacancies in the office of commissioner shall be filled only for the remainder of the unexpired term, and then that individual or another person must be selected and to fill a full term. Article 4, Section 2, we added language to specify that this section pertains only to out-of-travel expenses that would be reimbursed by the board. And the recommendation that no commissioner shall participate in partisan discussions while representing the board in their official capacity. And that's
Yeah.
basically it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was some really necessary housekeeping in our
Yeah.
bylaws. As I pointed out to our general counsel, apparently he was in violation every time he went home by not requesting permission from a commissioner. So I'm glad we've cleared that up, and it's good to know we have such a scofflaw in our general counsel. But no, it needed some necessary cleaning up, and I'm glad that and I appreciate the chair taking the initiative on this. Thank you.
If there are no further questions or comments, is there a motion to adopt certain revisions to Article 2, 3, and 4 of the board's bylaws as discussed and as authorized by Article 5 of the bylaws?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is a legal report. Mr. Lasker.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. We have received responses from 13 or 15 approximately hearing officers for the electoral board, so we've got a good crew ready to go for when the hearings start next month. We've also been talking with the county and its building manager for this building. Next year, our extended lease for the office space in this building will go up for renewal, and we're working with the county to renew that for another 5-year period. So at Mrs. Spera's request, and I concur with her thinking on this, I've sent the real estate contract out to our external counsel who looks at commercial real estate contracts, have him look it over. Obviously, it's a friendly landlord with the county. We've had a very good relationship working with them. But we want to, I think it's by the end of, we might have it back in front of you this month or the end of next month, there's a renewal option so that we can lock it in for the same pricing that was established in the previous contract.
Okay.
There's escalations in it, but it's going to be a better deal than waiting. So even though the contract doesn't expire till towards the end of next year, we're going to request your authority to exercise the extension option at a meeting soon. Finally, I attended the AECOI meeting last month in Springfield, Association of Election Commission Officials of Illinois. Mrs. Spera was there with me. It was a very productive meeting. Those are the other municipalities in the state that have an election commission like Chicago does. It's always a good thing when we get together and share our stories, our ideas, our thoughts, our interpretations. It's very nice to see everybody. But I also have some sad news. That meeting was chaired by the first vice president of the commission, Luke Stremlau. And we just got word that Mr. Stremlau passed away unexpectedly on Saturday. All we know is he battled a short illness. That's what was reported in the newspapers and to us. He was 42 years old. He was the executive director of the Bloomington Election Commission. He assumed that role in 2022. And from all reports, he'd been doing a great job for Bloomington. He was certainly very active with our commission, so he's going to be dearly missed.
That's sad.
But that does end my legal report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? If there are none, let's move on to financial reports. We have a balance sheet and voucher listing for the City of Chicago, a 2025 appropriation, number 25-06, dated October 14th, 2025, in the amount of $546,049.86. Is there a motion to approve?
So, excuse me. So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. And we also have a balance sheet and voucher listing for the County of Cook, a 2025 appropriation, number 25-06, dated October 14th, 2025, in the amount of $35,670.40. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. At this point, do we have any requests for public comment? Anything? No? Okay. Is there a need for executive session at this time, Mr. Lasker?
Not today, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, if not, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes, and we're adjourned. Thank you so much. Take care.